Good day, everyone. My name is Claire Barrido, and I am one of the teaching force of Aton Central Elementary School. And today, I'll be discussing to you about the trends in education, the ICT literacy. ICT pervades all facets of life, providing faster, newer, and greater ways of people to communicate and learn to access information. ICT is considered as powerful medium for educational change and reform. When used appropriately, different ICTs are said to help expand access to education, strengthen the relevance of education to the increasingly digital workplace, and raise the educational quality by, among others, helping make teaching and learning into an engaging, active process connected to real life. Now, let us define what is ICT. ICT stands for Information and Communications Technology. According to Blurton, it is defined as a diverse set of technologies, tools, and resources used to communicate, create, disseminate, store, and manage information. These technologies include computers, the internet, radio, TV, and etc. ICT comprises both of old and new tools. Old tools include radio, TV, and telephone. New tools comprise computers, satellites, the internet, and wireless technology. It exists in multiple forms like audio, video, audiovisual, and text. Now, what is ICT literacy? ICT literacy means using digital technology, communication tools, and or networks to access, manage, integrate, evaluate, and create information in order to function in a knowledge society. This is according to the International ICT Literacy Panel of 2002. ICT plays a significant role in the field of education. With technology growing by leaps and bounds, it is important for us teachers and our students to have the knowledge, skills, attitudes, and values of an ICT literate person. It is important also for us teachers to make our learners become familiar with ICT, and now they can develop their ICT literacy skills to prepare them for the challenge of life and work in the 21st century. Now let us know how does ICT evolved in Philippine education. In 1996, the Department of Education initialized a 10-year modernization program, which included a computerization project and the School of the Future project. The modernization project aimed to implement information technology in the improvement of teaching and learning processes, as well as in educational management and operations. This project was supported by the numerous government agencies and private sectors. Previous to the adoption of this policy, DepEd introduced the use of radio broadcast in education in the 1960s and educational television in the 1970s. Through the support of Channel 4, the Tulong Aral program of the 1980s was the first major initiative that combined the use of radio and television in public basic education. There were also private sector initiatives in educational radio and TV since the early 1980s. Among them were children's television shows such as Kulit Bulilit and Batibot. Private-public partnership in educational television started in the 1990s with ABS-CBN Foundation's Sinescuela and Foundation to upgrade science education's continuing studies through television or the Fuse Constel. Sinescuela is a curriculum-based children's TV program on elementary science. Recently, the Philippine government has shown serious commitment to ICT in education in announcing a series of initiatives to apply ICT in teaching and learning. These were aligned to the Millennium Development Goals and the Education for All movements. In 2001, the Department of Education created the Department of Education Information Technology Framework, which identified the action areas for ICT integration in the basic education system from 2000 to 2005. Among the areas included were school computerization, teacher training, IT curriculum development, multimedia content development, financing, and monitoring and evaluation. In 2004, DepEd and the Foundation of Information Technology Education and Development, or FITED, in consultation with different education stakeholders from the public and private sector and civil society groups, developed the National Framework Plan for ICTs in Basic Education 2, covering the goals and strategies of the department from 2005 to 2010. In 2009, DepEd crafted a 5-year ICT for Education strategic plan with funding support from the Australian Agency for International Development, with a vision: an ICT-enabled education system that transforms students into dynamic, lifelong learners and value-centered, productive, and responsible citizens. From 2012 to 2018, the K-12 reform was the main focus of the department. DepEd has deployed multiple technology initiatives, primarily the DepEd Computerization Program, or the DCP4, and the DepEd Internet Connectivity Program, or the DICP5, to address the lack of ICT infrastructure in schools. Additionally, DepEd began to improve management information systems of the department, which the implementation of the Learner Information System, or the LIS, Enhanced Basic Education Information System, or the EBEIS, and the Learning Resources Management and Development System, or the LRMDS. Under the K-12 program, ICT is a strand subsumed under the Technology and Livelihood Education, or TLE, and Technical Vocational Livelihood, or TVL, which is one of the 4 tracks under the senior high school specialized subjects. Higher education institutions are also taking their part into a more technologically advanced state of learning. Major universities of the country are offering distance education program. The University of the Philippines Open University, for instance, is pioneering the massive open online course, or the MOOC, in the country. According to Faculty Regent Patricia Arinto, MOOCs can improve the quality of teaching and learning by fostering open educational practices, or OEP. Indeed, the future of educational technology in the country is very promising, as it was designed meticulously. Other policy documents, such as the Medium-Term Philippine Development Plan, or MTPDP, the Basic Education Sector Reform Agenda, or the BESRA, the Basic Education Curriculum, or BEC, Schools First Initiative, SFI, and the National Action Plan to Achieve Education for All, or EFA, have stressed the importance of ICT in improving education in the country. This have resulted in increased adoption of ICT across the education system. Now, let us discuss the ICT programs of the government that have applications to learning. So these are, number 1, ICT for Education, or ICTE for E, is a program under DICT that supports all the efforts of the education sector in incorporating the use of ICT, as well as in determining and gaining access to the infrastructure which are necessary to use and deploy learning technologies at all levels of education. 2. ICT and Education Master Plan for all levels, including a national roadmap for faculty development in ICT in education. A national framework plan for ICTs in basic education was developed. 3. Content and application development through the Open Content in Education Initiative, or the OCEI, which converts DepEd materials into interactive multimedia content, develop applications used in schools, and conduct students and teachers competitions to promote the development of education-related web content. 4. FeedNet, a walled garden that hosts educational learning and teaching materials and applications for use by Filipino students, their parents, and teachers. All public high schools will be part of this network with only DepEd approved multimedia applications, materials, and mirrored internet sites accessible from schools' PCs. 5. Establish community e-learning centers called Escuela for out-of-school youth, or OSY, providing them with ICT-enhanced alternative education opportunities. 6. Equality program for tertiary education through partnerships with state universities and colleges to improve quality of IT education and the use of ICT in education in the country, particularly outside of Metro Manila. 7. Digital Media Arts Program, which builds digital media skills for government using open source technologies. 8. ICT Skills Strategic Plan, which develops an interagency approach to identifying strategic and policy and program recommendations to address ICT skills demand supply type. Okay, so what are the roles of ICT in education? One is revitalize our schools to make them into dynamic, collaborative, and innovative learning institutions where students can become more motivated, inquisitive, and creative learners. Next, link up our students with a vast networked world of knowledge and information to enable them to acquire a broad knowledge base and a global outlook and provide them with the resources for the development of a creative mind. Next, develop in our students skills and capabilities to critically and intelligently seek, absorb, analyze, manage, and present information, create new knowledge and products, and of course, develop in our students habits of self-learning to nurture the attitude and capability for lifelong learning. How can ICTs help expand access to education? 1. Ability to transcend time and space. So it makes possible asynchronous learning, or learning characterized by a time lag between the delivery of instruction and its reception by learners. ICT-based educational delivery also dispenses with the need for all learners and instructors to be in one physical location. Certain types of ICTs, such as teleconferencing technologies, enable instruction to be received simultaneously by multiple geographically dispersed learners. Or example is synchronous learning. Next, access to remote learning resources. Teachers and learners no longer have to rely solely on printed books and other materials in physical media housed in libraries for their educational needs. With the Internet and World Wide Web, a wealth of learning materials in almost every subject and in a variety of media can now be accessed from anywhere at any time. Facilitate access to resource persons, mentors, experts, researchers, professionals, business leaders, and peers all over the world. Okay, so what are the importance of ICT in education? So for online learning, ICT and its tools had led to the emergence of online learning. Through this, the teachers and the students are learning innovative ways in the education process. Online learning has gained popularity amidst the corona pandemic to ensure that the learning continues. ICTs have looked after that education reaches through it worldwide and even in remote areas. Accessible to education. ICT in education allows accessibility to all types of learners. All students can learn through the material provided. Even the special needs students can maximize the benefits through the usage of it. Develops ICT literacy and capability. Literacy and capability are the 21st century skills that are needed. One of the best ways to develop this is to equip the subject matter with purposeful activities. Next is encourages collaboration. ICT fosters collaboration as children work collectively. It also enhances communication skills as they discuss, talk, and learn together. All you need is a laptop, tablet, or desktop computer to understand its working. ICT tools open up the doors for developing language through fostering communication. Another importance of ICT is higher order thinking and skill development. ICT promotes high order thinking and reasoning skills. These skills enable the process of evaluation, planning, monitoring, controlling, reflecting, etc. To use ICT tools effectively, one must be able to explain and justify the solutions to the problems. For using ICTs, the students should be able to discuss, test, and evaluate the strategies and methods they use. Motivates learning. ICT motivates children towards learning. Children learn better through the usage of technology. They get mesmerized with technology tools and get motivated to learn effectively in the classroom or at home. Next is better subject learning. The key role of ICT is to enhance subject learning and acquire skills. It promotes key learning in areas of literacy and numeracy. Another importance is improves engagement and knowledge retention. With the inclusion of ICT in education and its tools, children get more engaged and show greater participation in learning. It is all because of technology. It has made learning fun-filled with creativity and games. It enhances learning in multiple ways. Because of it, the students learn better, leading to knowledge retention. Next is effective differentiation instruction with technology. There are varied learners with distinct learning styles in this society. So, technology does the task of providing differentiated instruction to different learners. Next, a key part of the curriculum. As per the latest curriculum, ICT plays an important part in the education system. So, many governments across the globe have started using ICT as a major part of education and the curriculum. And lastly, the rise of the knowledge economy. We live in an economy that is athirst for the production and dissemination of information properly. So ICT pervades at all levels and sectors like health, education, environment, or production. So its use is needed everywhere at all levels. Now, let us discuss the trends in ICT in education. K1 is e-learning. E-learning is education or training delivered electronically. With e-learning, educational content is delivered to learners through computers, laptops, tablets, or smartphones, not only saving time but opening many doors for interactive learning. Variety is the outstanding feature of online learning platforms. You can teach your students in real time or synchronous via live stream or group meetings using Zoom or Microsoft Teams, or you can use recorded or asynchronous methodologies with a wide range of media and digital functions available to enrich lessons. A good online learning platform can also be combined with a learning management system or LMS so you can keep track of your students' learning outcomes. Next is the video assisted learning. The video day is no longer a television and a trolley being wheeled into a class. With the internet and digital devices, every day can be a video day. This trend is also booming in distance learning conditions, which students learn through computer screens. Videos, especially animated videos, are extremely beneficial to enrich lessons and make content comprehensible. It improves students' outcomes and reduces teachers' workload. Blockchain technology. Blockchain technology is used in massive open online courses or MOOCs and e-portfolios to verify skills and knowledge. The DLT system will answer the problems of authentication, scale, and cost for learning for e-learning agencies. Moreover, it can help student applicants publish their accomplishments during the job seeking phase. Big data will get bigger. To cater to learners' needs, the learning experience needs to be personalized. And with COVID 19 and online learning booming, we now have bigger data than ever before. Instructional designers have relevant information about learners' experiences to customize and present the course in a suitable format. Some information you should look for is the course's topic, learner enrollment, learner performance, and learner feedback. Another trend in ICT is artificial intelligence or AI. AI can automate basic activities in education like grading. It's now possible for teachers to automate grading of the multiple choice and fill in the blank questions. Thus, automated grading of students' writing may not be far behind. Also, AI driven programs can give both learners and educators helpful feedback. That's why some schools use AI systems to monitor students' progress and to alert teachers when there might be an issue with students' performances. Another trend is learning analytics. The current landscape of learning analytics has dramatically expanded, especially for higher education. Learning analytics allows educators to measure and report student learning just by the web. From that, it's possible for them to better understand and optimize learning. Another is gamification. If you are looking for a way to turn learning into a more fun and engaging process, gamification is the most suitable educational technology trend. Students can learn and practice while they are joining in on exciting game activities. Gaming elements help create a funny and positive learning environment for learners. Next is immersive learning with VR and AR. The class learning experience has undergone a tremendous change since virtual reality or VR and augmented reality or AR came to education. Learning has become much more interactive than traditional methods. While virtual reality provides a constructed reality, augmented reality gives an enhanced view of a real image. Thus, they help explain complex concepts that plain images or even a lab's hands-on experiments couldn't show students. Next is the STEM. STEM-based programs are the new improvement over the STEM programs. The new trend applies meaningful science, technology, engineering, art, and math content to solve real-world problems through hands-on learning activities and creative design. And the last one is social media in learning. Many educational institutes have started using social media as a communication tool in which students can interact with others easily. Students can share study materials, discuss with others in a group, or easily comment on someone else's post. Even an animated learning video could go viral on social media. Social media is here to stay and build a culture of collaboration and sharing, leading to an improved learning experience. The COVID 19 pandemic has drastically changed the way we teach and learn. The latest trends in ICT are being revolutionized with a strong focus on connectivity, versatility, and student centered learning. Despite the pandemic we're facing right now, we can still provide education to the learners by using different platforms, and ICT is one of the mediums we can use to communicate and deliver our lessons. In addition, ICT provides an avenue to conduct webinars for the professional growth of teachers. By adopting new digital tools and ways of working, it is possible to maintain those vital connections and continue to deliver quality education to our learners. And before I end my report, I'd like to leave you these quotes from Bill Gates and George Soros. Technology is a tool. In terms of getting the kids working together and motivating them, the teacher is the most important. Technology will not replace great teachers, but technology in the hands of great teachers can be transformational. Okay, so thank you for listening, and I hope that you have learned something. Have a great day, everyone.